Итак, со дна, то есть семинар. Я прошу не дергать микрофон никуда, ни вверх, ни вниз. Слышишь меня, Моше? Лови шанут клюм. Альтагидули. Условия такие семинара. Мы ни в коем случае не критикуем товарища, считаем его абсолютно правым, что бы он ни говорил. Что бы ни говорил. На самом деле пытаемся только дополнить его. Не вроде бы как-то, а на самом деле, чтобы это было так. То есть мы работаем над нашим эгоизмом, считая, что каждый прав. Соединяемся с другими. Я пригибаю себя перед мнениями всех остальных, которые находятся вместе со мной в кружке, в круге. Мы пытаемся вместе все прийти к единому мнению, к единому решению. Это решение не может быть верным у одного и неверным у другого, из тех, кто находится в круге. Это решение должно быть общим. Общим. То есть мы все должны прийти к какому-то решению, которого нет ни у одного из нас, а которое вырабатывается вместе, совместно, в постепенном дополнении людей друг к другу. Таким образом, когда мы соединяемся, мы получаем как бы мысль свыше, а не от нас. Это называется еще мудрость толпы. Всякие есть в этом и психологические, и научные этому доказательства. Но самое главное, это, еще раз, мы вместе желаем прийти к единому решению. Никто не умный, а самое главное, когда я пытаюсь дополнить всех остальных. У каждого существует минута, время для того, чтобы сказать свое мнение. Минута, не больше. И он отдает право следующему по кругу, против часовой стрелки. И так за 10 минут мы обходим круг. И идет следующий вопрос, следующий. Когда мы закончим наш семинар, у вас будет возможность спрашивать. И мы выясним тогда эти вопросы. Первый вопрос. Чем, в общем-то, занимается наука Каббала? Самое простое. Чем занимается наука Каббала? Прошу.
So the wisdom of Kabbalah engages in connecting people. It says how the world is structured and how the man in the world feels and how he can come in harmony with this system. But the main thing is, I think, is how we can make connection between each other, good connection.
Yeah, the way I understand it, and I know very little, I have to admit, is that there is this, like it was said, like the light, the network or the matrix that has always been there, and it's mapping the universe. And when we are connected to it, then we are in harmony. But when we are not, we are just in that abyss of ego. We are not connected to it, so we are suffering.
I didn't get the question.
What is the message? How does it engage us?
It's engaged us to make a connection between us in a way like we do now, and try to unite.
The wisdom of Kabbalah, I believe, is how we get together. I don't know if everybody said that before. How we become united to each other to fulfill the goal in which we were created.
Well, as far as understood, the wisdom of Kabbalah engaged into finding equivalence of form with the Creator, and this equivalence of form is the one that brings us closer to Him, to His qualities. And on the practical level, as long as we don't see the Creator, learning to bestow can be done only to the friends within a group, because we cannot bestow to the Creator. We don't see Him. He cannot materialize Himself. So the wisdom of Kabbalah engages into this creating this will to bestow, first of all, and then in practically bestowing it, practicing it. That's what I understood.
What does the wisdom of Kabbalah engage in? It engages in our internality. This is the method by which we use to discover our inner alchemy, our uncorrected parts. So we use the method of Kabbalah in order to start to make these corrections. And the way to make those corrections is to start connecting with other parts of our souls, those friends, those other points in the heart, and through them we can start to make these corrections. And this brings us to unity. This begins to draw the light that reforms, and all the rest that comes with it. But I think the basic element of what Kabbalah is engaging us in is our internality, making corrections.
The wisdom of Kabbalah engages us to reveal the Creator, or the force of the Creator in this world. It's about a revelation of the Creator to the creatures in this world. It means that we will reveal the only single force which is influencing us, and we'll get also to the equivalence of form with it.
In the wisdom of Kabbalah, we study that there are two things. That there is the will to receive, us, and so we study our internality and our externality, and we are told that our internality is the pure will to receive, and that our externality is completely opposite to us. We are also told that there is something, this externality, that wants us to become similar to like it, that it wants to give us something, that it wants to give us all it has. And we are told that to come to that state of similarity, of that goal, we need to unite. We need to unite with our friends, with others who have this point in the heart, who share this small desire for something else, for something outside of our will to receive, for something completely outside of our experience, outside of our will to receive, and to strive towards that externality which we cannot sense yet.
the wisdom of Kabbalah teaches us, among many other things, that our perception of reality, or what we believe is reality, is completely corrupted. So there is not really a reality. We just believe it is like that, but it's completely unique for each of us. There is something out there which we know about, we've heard about, and that's what we can achieve by studying Kabbalah and apply it.
Yes, I agree to the friends what you said. And when I came to Kabbalah, I wanted to find out all the answers to my question and what's the purpose in life. I think through the Kabbalah you really can reach these answers and also become aware that there's no outside reality, but that you need to change yourself. And by this, everything changes too. And now, in the form what we're doing, you can, like this, you can come closer to reality, because each one giving his part, his picture, and you discover you're part of all this, and together we can put this picture together, and only together each one puts his facet, his different view, and so you get the total different view of the reality, which alone it's not possible to have.
Are we supposed to continue? No, because I thought we were going to... Oh no.
I think it's also about when we unite to climbing up the ladder and discover new degrees in ourselves and try to find another world.
What I think is that when the wisdom of Kabbalah shows us how to find the real world, what is really around us. Now we are separate from each other. The Creator gave us this opportunity to be similar to Him, and the wisdom of Kabbalah shows us how we can achieve that, and explains the situation in which we find ourselves in today, and how we can get there by the quickest and easiest way.
Well, if I could add something about what Kabbalah engages, I just remember one quote from the courses where the teacher talks a lot about the Or Makif, which is the surrounding light, which is always there around us, and it's always be there, always. And through Kabbalah we can discover it and let it into the vessel, so we can achieve the correction that we need, and obviously also improve our way of living.
Right, so the word Kabbalah in Hebrew means reception, maybe more accurately, the way to receive. And we understand that we're all built on reception, that this is the corporeal form that we've taken, and we can't exist in this world without being vessels of reception, meaning that we're always trying to receive something, gain something. So what the wisdom of Kabbalah then teaches us is really how to receive, but the correct way to receive, to take that egoistic desire for reception and transform it into an altruistic one of bestowal. So we receive in order to bestow. And so this is something that we learn in theory, but in an environment like this and in the group, at the congregation,
Люди, которые приходят в Скандинавию, извиняюсь. Есть перевод? Люди, которые приходят к нам заниматься каббалой, они ищут высшую силу. Они хотят узнать, для чего, почему они существуют, что движет миром, какова цель у мира, какова цель у них, свое предназначение. Их интересует выше, все выше, чем наш мир. Такие люди приходят в науку Каббала. Их наш мир очень мало интересует. Это все ерунда. Главное понять выше, предназначение, цель, для чего я существую. У них решимот с более высшей ступени, со следующей ступени. Такие люди приходят в Каббалу. И они приходят к отовсюду. Мы это видим во всех странах есть такие люди. Среди всех народов. Но кроме этого, нам надо в наше время почему-то обращаться к тем людям, у которых нет таких высоких желаний. Которые совершенно спокойно живут в нашем мире. И их это устраивает. Только живут, может быть, не очень хорошо. Мир крутится куда-то вниз, падает к чему-то непонятному. Почему в наше время мы должны, как пишут нам каббалисты, Баля Сулам, Рабаш, ну и много других, которых мы не изучаем, но я могу вам дать много источников о них. Почему мы должны обращаться вообще ко всем остальным людям, если их не интересуют какие-то высшие материи? А их интересует просто жизнь спокойная в нашем мире. Почему все равно мы к ним должны обращаться? С наукой Каббала, только уже не с Каббалой, а интегральное образование, воспитание. Но в принципе это одно и то же. Почему мы к ним должны обращаться? В этот вопрос. То есть, почему в наше время каббалисты указывают нам обращаться ко всем людям на земле? Хотя у них не существует потребности в раскрытии высшей силы, высшего управления и так далее. Прошу.
This works. Can you repeat the question again? Why should we turn to other people at all? Why? The question is, why do Kabbalists direct us to turn to other people at all, like to move to what it's called the Achap, or the 99%? go out and disseminate before Kabbalah, but now integral education. So what's the point of this? What's the purpose? Well, I'm holding the microphone, so yeah. There's several reasons for it. The first I'll give, and if there's a second round, I'll give another maybe. But we have made a contract with the Creator. The very fact that we have received this point in the heart means that we've been given like a loan from the Creator, a gift, but it's not ours. So it's been given to us with the obligation that we become the conduit for bringing this out to the rest of the world. This is the bargain we've made. So it's really our obligation, in a sense, to do it. If not, then things can become much more difficult for us who have the point in the heart, because we are then becoming the blockade from the rest of the world receiving this wisdom, this light.
The giving force, the Creator wants to be revealed and wants to give all the pleasure, but this pleasure can't be received if the receiver, if the creature is only with the intention to receive it for the sake of itself. So we need to bring out this wisdom to show the people how to get really joyful, to get a joyful life, how to really get fulfilled. That's the reason why we need to get out to the people and tell them how to change their lives and how we all can get a better life.
This path we took upon ourselves due to our points in the hearts to reach spirituality entails us becoming similar to this force that created us. And we are told that this force is only about bestowal, only about fulfilling others. And we want to become similar to it. Now, the 99% may not have this desire to reveal the Creator, but there is still some sort of a plea there, a need, a deficiency. The world is in a multifaceted crisis. There is a lot of suffering in the world, and there is this plea, so to speak, which we can fulfill. And maybe this is in a way healthy for us, because even though the work we engage in requires us to reach an altruism that does not exist in this world, we still do it out of some sort of desire. And these 99% are maybe a way in which we can try to bestow without directly getting, with less direct influence. It is a way to practice our bestowing, to try to fulfill some deficiency, which may not be the need to reveal the Creator, but still.
If you would not like to go the way or the path of suffering, we have to talk about this. We have to bring this to people, to make sure that we work on revealing the Creator and to have a smooth way to the next level of our development.
It's there are many reasons, but one simple reason is when we are here, when we are together with friends, we feel so much joy. It's so much. When I compared before I came to Kabbalah, it's not comparable, and we all felt this is so huge joy and happiness, and I think each one in the world has the ability or could feel this. When I drive, for example, in the metro, I often drive and I watch the people. I listen to the lessons in the ear and I watch the people, and they may have no big desires, okay, but they have each and everybody of each of us in humanity. There's so big potential, and I think to reveal this and also to reveal this happiness, each one wants to be happy. And I think we have just the obligation who felt this or feeling this to bring it to all humanity, to everybody.
Yes, continuing on what you said and agreeing with you especially, why it is important, I think it's obvious, of course, because we want to increase that number from 1% to more. But to me, the way to do it is just by recognizing and even more importantly, letting others know the positive sides of themselves. Because by very definition, that kind of egoism, of course, captures the negative or what is not desirable. But by actually being able to pinpoint and observing what is positive in others and letting them also know it, one gradually increases that number. That's what I think.
I agree. And another point is that to disseminate to the 99% is that they are a part of ourselves, to get them to connect with ourselves.
Yeah. Yes, I would follow and say that we build a Spatsofim, where the 99% is the Ahab and we are the Rosh. So we, as we said before, we are conduct to this upper light to reach these 99%, which are a part of us. And then what happens later? That's the next stage in development. But we first have to make this contact with the 99%, and that is, I believe, is the stage at which we are at the moment.
Well, about dissemination and why it's important to disseminate and go to the others. I think, as far as I heard the question, the others didn't just means the people with the pointy heart. It means the other, it's everybody. And in our daily life, we do have co-workers, neighbors, family members, hobby friends or whatever, who do not know about this wisdom. And it would be so egoistic for us as we are moving from Kabbalah enthusiastic to real practical Kabbalist to keep this knowledge for ourselves. It will be so egoistic. And it will be even a proof that inside of our heart there's still this strong vessel of reception. We want the wisdom just for ourselves so we can feel better of ourselves. I think it's more of a duty as we practice this bestowal. Dissemination is part of bestowal.
Следующий вопрос. Почему именно в наше время, по заявлению великих каббалистов, может быть и потому, как мы это понимаем, пришло время распространять науку Каббала всем? Почему именно наше время такое особое, что нам надо распространять науку Каббала для всех? Прошу.
Why is this time special?
The Kabbalists said that this is a special time.
So Kabbalists have told us that this is a special time in our development. So why is this time so special that we should go out with the to disseminate to all this wisdom? I'll start, shall I? We are coming to the conclusion of our development, and this. Yeah, it's a delay.
It's just a delay.
Yeah. Sorry. We're coming to the end of our development, spiritually speaking, and that means that we find ourselves in the position of being the pioneers, sort of the first to come forward and recognize that we have to go out en masse, in large numbers now. So it's a special time for us, just as it was a special time for Adam, the first to discover that there was something called the ego, let's say. And we're like athletes or soldiers. We've been training now for such a long time that if we don't actually go out into the field and put it into practice, we never understand exactly what it is we're training for. To feel it and to actually advance spiritually, we cannot do this until we go out and deal with the achap. This is part of the spiritual process. Like educators, the best kind of educator, best kind of student is one who is learning in order to educate. They have more of a reason to study because they know they're going to have to go out and teach it someday. This is our position right now, so the time is right and we have a lot of work to do. We're very, I think, immature in this. The people that come after us will be much more advanced than we are. We're very primitive, but we're the first. This is where we are.
I would like to.
Was the question something specific about this time and this generation?
Yeah, it's why is it so? Yeah, the question was why is it so? Why is this time so special that we need to go out to everyone? So I would like to add to thought that because of the will to receive, because the will to receive is so developed that so people on a global scale come to a state of depression because they have materially almost everything, but still lack for fulfillment, for inner fulfillment. And if we, as the direct link to the Creator, won't give them the possibility or the method how to get this fulfillment, so we will get to a very unhealthy situation in the whole world. That's the reason why we need to go out now to everyone.
We are told by Kabbalists that the world has a certain time frame to come to the end of its development, to the end of its correction. Sort of symbolically, it is said that 6,000 years are reserved for this time of correction, and we are told that now we are at the ending stages of this whole process. I'm not sure who said it. Was it Rabash or was it Baal HaSolam? But they said that this time will start in 1995, the time of Messiah, I believe. Not sure, maybe wrong. And then I remember, I believe it was Baal HaSolam that said multiple times that towards the end of correction, in times of Messiah, everybody is destined to know Kabbalah, even infants. I may be putting it the wrong way. I most certainly am to a certain degree, but even infants and children will have Torah in their heart, well, if this is the purpose of creation, if we're trying to equalize our thoughts with the thought of creation, then we should help fulfill this. And it is written again, I believe, by Baal HaSolam that everybody, every creature, that the world was created only for the Creator to delight His creature, and everybody, from the first to the last, everybody, not just the guys with the point of heart, not the 1%, but everybody will know and feel the Creator.
Yeah, I think we're all aware of what's happening in our world, and we see a lot of suffering ongoing, and we can read about why it's only increasing, why it's not getting better anymore. Maybe temporary, but on the long run, there's no improvement. It's only getting worse. And, that is a sign of the time, and these times. Have been written about that they will come, and they are here now, and now it's about time to do something with it, spread it to everybody, to make everybody aware of, we have to do something, we have to get out of this loop.
Yeah, in continuation, what the friend says, we see that all the systems, they break down the society system, the system on the smallest level, like families, people are depressed, economically, and even in countries like Austria or Germany, where economy is not crashing like in other countries, but people are far from happy, and many things, the systems became so absurd. Also, legal system. I was now in the court, and it's really the human-built systems are becoming very absurd, and sometimes don't remember now, but sometimes when you speak to children, they grasp this immediately. They grasp it and say, "Why? It's very stupid." But we live as adults. We came so adjusted to these systems. We don't even see how absurd they became. And I think the society, they don't know how to come out of this. Each one sees, also in medicine, sees how things are really developing the wrong direction, but they just need an example which shows, it can be differently. And I think this is our task to give this example, and now especially for Europe.
I think according to many traditions, now humanity has reached the point where it has gained a new consciousness. It has, like a baby that was in the stomach of the mother and now it's born. It's not taken for granted that it will be having a great life. It's just born and it's become independent, and now is the time. Why the question was, why exactly now is the time to go out with this information? It's because it's now that one full cycle of human consciousness, the childhood has ended now, and now humanity has come to the stage that it can show full responsibility for its actions. And like you said, the old system was just the system was not broken because it was never working to begin with, right? So I think that's why the time is right now for this information to go out.
Yes, I see what you said, and thinks that it may be the ego that's have risen so high. So all the powers are fighting against each other, and at least we have to realize that there is no way out. So we have to realize that the time is now.
Well, about the special time, I will recall it once more what our friend here said. I think I've heard something like that for some source, but now that the question came by surprise, I do not recall from where, but whether Baal Sulam or Rabash, one of them said that we have reached the final state of our correction. Why? I don't know, but why now? Why now? Because the world is becoming more global. We have this technological advancement, which is kind of uniting people in their own way, maybe in the business way, in the ego way, and that also is progressing really fast. Communication system are getting more cheaper, transportation system and everything. So you could see how this ego is rising more and more as this technology is advancing also. So the more this ego rises, the more also is our duty, we with the point in the heart, to disseminate so people could understand the moment that we are living and see that it's about time to make the correction. I think the question was about that, isn't it? The time, that why now? So I think it's that our ego have risen so much. The need for self-fulfillment, self-love, money, all this increases a lot as this scientific advancement is happening. Our own ego increases along.
Вопрос следующий. Значит, был вопрос о том, что почему именно в наше время мы должны распространять науку Каббала в массах, да? Значит, ответ был такой, потому что в наше время эго достигло какого-то своего особого значения. Что это значит? В течение истории человечества наш эгоизм развивался в желаниях. Ну, говорите, каких? Пища, секс, семья – это животные желания. Затем человеческие желания, общественные, сказать, человеческие, которые существуют в человеческом обществе, в цивилизации. Это богатство, слава, власть и знания. Да? А сейчас мы развились во всем в этом, и мы ощущаем в этом нашем огромном желании осознание зла. Начинаем ощущать, что несмотря на то, что все мы якобы достигли, и все мы можем, мы умеем, мы что-то никуда не можем двигаться. Сворачиваются программы космического развития, думали, когда-то к звездам будем летать, если вы помните. Думали, что нам вообще там перекроем планету, повернем реки, озера, делаем все, что хотим, и будет все прекрасно, цветущий сад. В итоге невозможно уже купаться в морях и океанах, там невозможно дышать этим воздухом, потребляем какие-то страшные продукты. гомосифицированные там и так далее. То есть, в общем, проблемы огромные. И самое главное между нами, нерешаемые, то есть наш эгоизм начал проявляться как зло. И именно только сейчас. Почему? Потому что мы никогда не ощущали проблем в связи между собой. Ну, так я его давлю, он давит другого, тот третьего и так далее. Мы находились в постоянной борьбе за себя или против других и так далее. В чем заключается осознание зла, эгоизма именно сегодня? Всегда мы думали с его помощью чего-то достичь, что-то сделать, совершить. Наш эгоизм, этого пища, секс, семья, деньги, слава, власть, знания. Почему после всего этого мы сейчас начинаем испытывать ощущение эгоизма как зла? В чем же зло этого всего? Прошу.
And why is it becoming apparent that these desires we had in the past are now evil desires? Is it clear? We see it, especially we see it here in these Nordic countries in Scandinavia, that all right. We see it here in Scandinavian countries particularly, and in Europe in general, a lot of westernized places, that there is a general complete fulfillment, a lack for nothing, really, in terms of the former animalistic desires. They have great health care, they have housing, they have money, you have everything you need, work, family, food, sex, everything's plenty. And yet, now it's like somebody very rich who gets billions, I have billions, but I'm still not happy. And people finding themselves at a level where no matter what they obtain, after they have it all, they recognize it doesn't fulfill me. So it's almost an immediate desire followed by an immediate fulfillment in this modern world, and then an immediate lack, an immediate feeling of emptiness. And this is starting to translate to this evil inclination. If these desires don't, if fulfilling these desires don't give me any sort of happiness, then why do I have the desire? What is the purpose of it? And that's when the meaning of life, that question, starts to become something that people are asking.
I want to add to Todd that the ego is now why is the ego becoming now evil? Because when when someone is searching for fulfillment, now in our times, people get more and more egoistic because they use their environment or other people in order to get their own fulfillment. And we exploit people more and more. We exploit the nature, we exploit the whole planet. And that's the reason why we now need to correct it, to show the humanity that fulfillment is not in exploiting the others, but exploiting our drive, our force, by switching the force from outside in to inside out. Now we can use our big ego for the humanity, for the how do you say, community, for the society. That's it. So we just need to show the transition from me to we.
Why at this time are people starting to see ego is bad? Why is the ego being revealed, the evil inclination? Why at this time? Well, we are getting more and more connected. In a way, corporeally speaking, and mainly via the internet and the mass media, and we know more of how the world functions, how it is connected, how one thing influences the other, and so on. And maybe in the past it was easier to fool yourself, to have your group which was righteous and to call the other evil, and we must kind of get rid of him, we must do our thing, or even ignore the other, just do our thing because we are righteous. But now in this time it quickly shows how okay, we are a country, we are a federation of countries or whatever, and we want to do good for ourselves, for our group. But when we are not looking at the whole picture and taking care of everybody, we're hurting somebody else. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's, Nike sneakers being made in China or something, or with people being paid, I don't know, $1 per, day, month, I don't know. And that's the thing, that our ego truly is evil. It truly is hatred of others, because our desires, it basically goes on whether we feel good or bad in a situation. That motivates us to do anything. But feeling bad or good about something means demanding something of it, of not allowing it to be how it wants to be, but demanding it act so that you feel good, or demanding that it acts so that you don't feel bad. And you don't see things as perfect. You don't allow others and things to be as they are, but you demand. You say, no, you're gonna be like I want you to be, so I don't feel bad or that I feel good.
Everything we do not exactly make other people happy. So we are purchasing our own happiness. We're running after it. We're trying to get as much stuff as possible. We're trying only to gain self on everything we do, trying to put as little as possible on other people. So we do not really spread any kind of happiness or joy among others. It can't be good.
Yeah, the revelation of evil is revelation of my nature. when I discover, yeah, this is my nature, and even if I try to do it differently, even when I try to be with friends and do, I don't know, with, let's say, good intentions, and it comes to struggle, and to fights. And like objectively, also when I try to put myself in the shoes of the others, I also see, he wanted to do it correctly, good, and he's right. So we're both right, but still it ends in a fight. So this is, I think, the recognition of evil, that by ourselves, also it's impossible to correct this. But each one on his way is right. Like 7 billion people are right, but there's fight in the world and everything. And I think that in our times, people becoming aware of this. Some becoming aware of this, but get despaired because they see no way out. So they become apathic and don't know what can I do? I try, but it's not worthwhile. It doesn't help. I don't know how we come out of it and to come into a really normal relation, good relation. And I think more and more people becoming aware of this. And again, so it's our task to give an example, to give this method how to. It's nevertheless possible by drawing the light which corrects and the whole method.
Yes, I think it has been for a very long time that people have been at least two persons. One that they try to project to the outside world as a result of, again, ego. I want to be more powerful than you, I want to be better looking than you, I want to be richer than you, I want to be this than you. And it used to take a long time, and many people never actually got done with that because it was harder. But now it is at least in certain parts of the world, people can actually achieve that. But then again, they are left with their true self, the self that is not satisfied, it's not nourished, it's not loved by oneself first and foremost. And that's the crisis. That's why you have so many famous people committing suicide, so many beautiful women killing themselves, so many young people trying to take their own lives because they look at themselves and they see how different that person is from the person that they try to, or they have projected to the outside world. And this gap becomes so big that they can't live with it. So that's the crisis, I think.
Revelation of evil. I think that we come to a point where we have no way out. We looked at some way out, but there is none. So we see that there is just evil, nothing else.
The recognition of evil, as Rav said, the development of the ego in the different stages, food, sex, family, wealth. At one time, people were satisfied with these things, and it seems to be just, you can get whatever you want, as long as you wanted it. The will to receive was always satisfied. But now we've come to a point in which the world, the nature has changed, the world has become smaller. It's because, of course, everything has a time, and we talked about 6,000 years. The time for everything. A time is somewhere the world has to be integrated, and the development of the ego cannot continue in that way anymore. In other words, the problems that we have today are because of we cannot satisfy these desires in the same way as we did before. And what happens as a result of that, we get into deeper trouble by trying to satisfy these desires. Something has to be done. We have to recognize that this is the evil, and this is the evil. It cannot continue. It's not supposed to continue. We have to do something about that.
Yeah, about the revelation of evil today, I'm not so sure I understood the question really well, but I'll try to give the best answer as possible. I think we could talk more about the inclination, the evil inclination. It's more visible today because even people have become aware of their deeds and they know that they are bad, but if they still live in a certain environment where these things are tolerated, they are kind of accepted or allowed, these people do not see the need to stop and change. So we see it more today that the more a person excels into bad deed, the more he's respected in some societies. So I think that is the revelation of evil when people persist into doing wrong and do not want to correct themselves. Yeah, I hope the question was on that line.
Следующий вопрос. Скоро закончится, не волнуйтесь. Всем понятно, почему наше время особенное? Или нет? Нет. Я поясню. Наше время особенное, потому что после развития всего эгоизма, который существует на животном уровне, это пища, секс, семья, телесного эгоизма, что называется, животного это телесного, и того эгоизма, который существует на общественном уровне, это богатство, слава, власть, знание. После всего этого эгоизма нашего мира мы обнаруживаем, когда мы развились в нем, что мы от этого не можем наполняться. Почему? А потому что наслаждение, когда оно входит в эгоизм, оно его гасит, они нейтрализуются. Происходит аннигиляция, взаимное уничтожение, как плюс с минусом. Короткое замыкание. Пробки перегорают. Значит, когда... Можно чертежик показать? О, спасибо. Значит, когда наслаждение входит в желание, оно только соприкасается с желанием вот здесь, вот в этом месте где-то. Так? Соприкасается с желанием. И сразу же начинает уменьшаться реакция желания на наслаждение. Сразу же мы наслаждаемся, но уже каждый раз, когда мы наслаждаемся, наслаждение уходит. Я чего-то хотел, допустим, пить. Начинаю пить, еще глоток, еще. И все меньше и меньше наслаждаюсь, и в конце концов заканчиваю. То же самое с другими наслаждениями. Чем наслаждение выше, тем оно быстрее пропадает. Каждому известно наслаждение сексуальное. Какой-то пик и мгновенно обрывается. Да? Потому что очень большое наслаждение считается основой всех наслаждений нашего мира. Так вот, когда мы развились в желаниях пища, секс, семья, богатство, слава и знания, мы получили всю... Где этот самый... Мы получили всю эту картинку наслаждения, и в итоге, когда мы сейчас проникаем внутрь и желаем насладиться, у нас очень быстро эти наслаждения исчезают. Мы еще не заканчивая настоящее наслаждение, уже думаем, а что же я буду делать потом, чем я потом буду наслаждаться. Я же не смогу существовать, потому что ощущение наслаждения называется ощущением жизни. жизни. И вот таким образом мы существуем. А сейчас мы пришли к такому состоянию, когда мы заранее понимаем, что в будущем любое наслаждение, которого мы достигнем, оно исчезнет. И мы не просто понимаем в голове, а мы просто это начинаем внутри себя чувствовать. Дети рождаются уже с этим знанием. И поэтому ничего не хотят. Поэтому ничего не хотят. Умный человек не хочет. Он заранее видит, что произойдет. Зачем ему себя гнать всю жизнь? Для чего? Какой смысл? То есть мы пришли к такому состоянию, когда мы наконец-то обнаруживаем, что если наслаждение, оно должно войти в желание, то от этого мы получим пустоту. Хотя на какое-то мгновение будет что-то, но ради этого мгновения, понимаете ли, прилагать такие усилия, так страдать, так рисковать, может быть. А стоит ли этого? Молодое поколение уже родилось таким, что оно этого не желает, в общем. А в итоге будет еще и больше и больше. Еще одно поколение, еще одно. В итоге, конечно, это все обнаружится во всем человечестве. Значит, и тогда возникнет острый вопрос. Как же я могу насладиться хоть чем-то, иначе мне смерть лучше жизни? Мы знаем, что когда люди кончают самоубийством, когда они идут в наркотики, когда они что-то делают, тогда, когда они не в состоянии получить ни малейшего наслаждения. Так? И вот тут получается поэтому, что ощущение этой пустоты ведет нас так же, как привело вас. Так же, как вас привело к Кабале. Почему такое происходит? А именно потому, что в итоге поиск наслаждения, то есть поиск жизни, смысла жизни, в том, чтобы наполнить желание, такими мы созданы. Значит, оно постепенно нас приводит к методике. Если когда-то у меня была методика, естественная, данная от природы, ты приложи какие-то усилия и получишь наслаждение, то сейчас эта методика уже не работает. Я получаю вместо наслаждения пустоту. И тогда у меня возникает вопрос, как же я могу получить все-таки наслаждение в свое желание? И вот это вот, поэтому естественная наука о получении наслаждения переходит в науку Каббала, в науку, когда мы должны между собой, когда мы должны ее освоить. А каким образом может наслаждение контактировать с желанием так, чтобы наслаждение не исчезало, чтобы оно все время циркулировало в желании и возрастало, все время становилось все большим и большим, и тогда я буду чувствовать себя как идущим в жизни к еще большей жизни, к еще большему наслаждению, к еще большему наполнению. То есть от хорошего к еще лучшему, а не так, как сегодня. Поменьше бы страдать, не говоря уже о наслаждениях, что их практически и нет. Вот тогда человечество будет требовать науку о получении наслаждения. Те, кто приходит сегодня в Каббалу, и всегда приходили, они из тех, которые это уже чувствуют в себе. Что, в принципе, в жизни, в обычной цели серьезной нет. И вот из этого, исходя, они пришли. Значит, каким образом Каббала нам объясняет возможность вечного наслаждения? Вечного – это значит постоянно растущего, постоянно возбуждающего, когда и желания растут, и наслаждения растут. И все это дает нам ощущение вечного существования. Каким образом Каббала дает нам возможность ощутить вечное существование? Или при каких условиях? Прошу.
what way does Kabbalah give us the ability to experience eternal existence? And again, in what way does Kabbalah give us the ability to experience eternal existence? Under what conditions?
При каких условиях мы можем ощутить вечное, как сказать, наслаждение или вечную жизнь? Одно и то же.
Sorry, what did you say?
Eternal pleasure. So, after that diagram and a little bit better explanation, I think we understand that the corporeal desires that we have are very fleeting. There's nothing to them. They don't last. But through this wisdom of Kabbalah, the wisdom of how to receive correctly, we can get ourselves to what we call Ein Sof, or infinity, which is this place where the desire becomes infinite, and the pleasure within that becomes infinite, because it's a shared common desire that's universal. There's no end to it. So once we learn this method correctly and work in it, grasp it, understand it, and use it, then we will see that this is like a constant stream, an infinite flow, a cycle that continues, where the desire and the fulfillment are as one, running together. So there is no end and there's no beginning. This is infinity.
In order to feel the eternal life or eternal fulfillment, in order to feel the eternal life or eternal fulfillment, it is necessary that I connect myself to others, feel their desire as my desire, and constantly try to feel them. And by feeling them, by feeling and feeling them, I get filled. That means I need to make the desires of the other to my own desire.
So yeah, we are this will to receive, and Raf said in his example just now that we actually all we do is just escape suffering, which, yeah, well, if you look at any kind of situation, any kind of action, and look at the motivation behind it, you can sort of see that it's true. And you know, that's why we seek pleasure. It's not seeking pleasure and avoiding pain, but it's really seeking suffering. You know, I want that's something that I consider good because I'm feeling bad right now, and that's a deficiency, and that's some sort of kli. And it's really a miserable situation, and but because we are completely egoistic, we can't really do anything about it, because, you know, everything we do and think and feel, and, well, everything is egoistic. But then something amazing happens. Something amazing can happen if you go into a group, go into this process of Rav, Torah, and the group. Is that and not only that you see the friends as great and important, and you see the desire in them for something more, for this bestowal is really strong in them. You see them is great. At the same time, then that starts to influence you. You start acquiring that. The more you see your friends as great, and the more you see the burning desire for bestowing them or for something else, something anti-egoistic, the more you acquire it, and by that acquiring, you start to see more of your will to receive, and you start to see more that you are completely the will to receive, and that even propagates the desire to escape it, because, well, it's the evil inclination, it's bad, but we don't feel it like that as of yet. And then we are told that we get there to this eternal pleasure, eternal life.
Difficult to add something here. As we know, we are all surrounded by the light, and it's just there, but we don't perceive it. At least not correctly. We have a lot of filters and corruption on the way until it reaches our mind and creates the reality that we believe is the real reality. So we with those filters to be able to perceive the surrounding light, which is the real love, the real joy.
Yeah, like the friend said, and like you said, that you only try to escape the evil. We need to. There's a possibility to change this picture, not watching to the evil and how to escape, but to turn to the other side of this picture. And also, like you said, that everything is there. The whole reality, the whole joy, the whole fulfillment is there, but we are not capable if we are still in the same method as thousands of years, like drawing the light directly. So what Kabbalists say is to make a screen, or to the intention, to add the intention. Our nature is the desire to receive. We cannot change this, and diminishing is no solution. But to add the intention, to try to do good to the friends, to the others, and by this resembling the good force, the force of the Creator, and then it's also, again, it's natural that we receive pleasure by this, but in an indirect way somehow. And this pleasure is much more fulfilling than that what we are trying to do by a direct way only for myself.
No, that's why I'm here to find out how.
Yeah, I would agree with Alex, and what has been said before. We have a will to receive, and if we go outside of ourselves and receive the will to the desires of others, we fulfill. We have we don't fulfill our own desires. We try to fulfill the others' desires, and at the same time, it means that we are never fulfilled. We never get completely fulfilled. In other words, we have a possibilities of being satisfied all the time, if you understand what I mean. So by receiving the desires of others, we are creating that way of existing compared to what it was before, where we just receive, we just try to fulfill our own desires. So it's another way of existing.
Yeah, I think the question was in what way Kabbalah does bring us internal pleasure. First of all, Kabbalah teaches us the spiritual world. it doesn't teach to us how we can succeed in this corporeal level of life, or to be prospered, or to be, how can I say, to succeed in this corporeal desire. And as the Rav just said, and the picture also showed that this corporeal desire are very light indeed, that as soon they get filled, when they get fulfilled, they also disappear, and then the lack stays. So I think Kabbalah teaches to us how to seek for these spiritual desires, which are longer lasting and produce a better transformation of life. So if it's to answer how is Kabbalah teach us how to get this eternal pleasure, I will answer that it's by this way of teaching us to recognize the spiritual desire that we can achieve that eternal pleasure.
Итак, кто-то знает и слышал, что пишет Баля Сулам. Он писал еще 100 лет назад, примерно в начале 20 века, о том, что в наше время уже весь мир представляет собой соединение, как будто одна семья. И мы в этом соединении полностью зависим друг от друга. И поэтому обязаны распространять науку Каббала, в таком удобоваримом, конечно, виде, таком, чтобы ее приняли среди всех абсолютно людей. Потому что если человечество соединено и все зависят друг от друга, то от каждого зависит все. Хотя мы этого еще не видим воочию. И прошло уже все-таки 100 лет. 80, допустим. Но все равно, пока еще это слабо видно. Уже начинает, мы уже раскрываем мир как мир глобальный, интегральный. Об этом писал Вернадский еще тоже в 20-х годах прошлого века. Многие ученые. Но сегодня это уже становится явным всем. Хотя мы не хотим особенно в это вникать, говорить об этом пытаемся поменьше. Не очень-то это поощряется и властями, потому как это только ведет ко всяким роду неспокойствиям. Значит, вопрос в чем? Мы с вами говорили о том, что существует два подхода. Подход один. Я буду сидеть, пока меня не стукнет по голове, пока меня каток эволюции не станет давить меня сзади, и я буду убегать от него вперед. До тех пор я буду сидеть спокойно. Все. А потом видно будет. Будут бить, я убегу. Отсюда будут бить, убегу туда, оттуда будут бить, убегу сюда. Такой путь называется, как мы уже сказали, путь развития страданиями. Но дело в том, что это очень длительный путь развития и очень-очень неприятный. Потому что от страданий ты убегаешь. Но ты не думаешь о том, откуда они появились, почему, для чего, зачем, есть ли в них причина, от кого они посылаются, возможно, что есть кто-то или что-то, какая-то программа творения. Очень тяжело. Надо слишком много страданий перенести, чтобы начинать думать о том, что они действуют по какой-то системе, что есть в них какая-то план, программа, последовательность и так далее. То есть человек, когда он переносит страдания, ему это не думается, он думает, как удрать. Чтобы только этого не было. И задумываться о причинно-следственном развитии, о цели и задачах в состоянии страданий очень-очень тяжело. Поэтому этот путь, он очень болезненный, длительный, ужасный. Предлагается другой путь. То есть до того, как нас настигают страдания, уже изучать, разбирать, пытаться понять их и так развиваться, чтобы они никогда тебя сзади не достигали. Чтобы я убегал вперед, а сзади меня этот каток. Знаете, каток, который укладывает асфальт? Такой каток. За мной катился, он катится, никуда не денешься. Но я от него, как волк, знаете, помните, убегаю от него. Вот. Так вот, нет такой картинки у нас? Нет, жалко. Вы достаньте ее из интернета, и мы ее покажем. Так вот, к чему я это говорю? Что значит в нашем состоянии убегать от страданий заранее и правильно развиваться с мыслью, с пониманием? То есть, если я убегаю от страданий, я еще их не чувствую. Значит, я должен их представить. Значит, я должен предположить, какая же это программа творения, куда она меня ведет, для чего, почему, в какую сторону я должен меняться, что на меня должно воздействовать сзади, к чему я должен бежать впереди. Получается, что здесь я заменяю путь страданий на путь развития, внутреннего своего развития, понимания, осознавание программы творения, силы, которая ее выполняет и так далее. Этот путь называется путем света. Почему? Потому что я начинаю стремиться к этому свету, к пониманию его, каким образом что-то мне с ним сделать, как его привлечь. То есть привлечь на себя привлечь на себя силу развития в положительном виде ее. И так далее. В нашем практическом применении что это значит? Это значит то, что мы, хотя не ощущаем еще страдания, слышите меня, скандинавы? Слышите? Так вот, слушайте. Пока мы не ощущаем страдания, и наше общество еще спит, и ему не больно, мы уже сейчас начинаем слушать, что нам говорят каббалисты. И пытаемся сделать, как будто мы уже бы ощущали страдания. Это значит убегать заранее от палки. Хорошо? Всем понятно? Поговорите на эту тему. Как убежать от палки? Не слышу воодушевления. אני לא אמרתי לך להפסיק אותי. Не слышу воодушевления. Но без палки, к счастью, вместо того, чтобы с палкой, к счастью. Понятно? Непонятно. Значит, палки тебе не хватает. То, ну, прошу, быстренько, минута каждому.
Okay, so how do we do this with the idea that we escape these blows, that we stay one step ahead of the punishment? I'm an old surfer. We sit on the board and we look at the waves as they're coming not right in front of us and slapping us in the face, but the waves that are forming out there. And you start to feel, okay, what's that one going to be? Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? Do I want to go under? Do I want to go over? How can I avoid these things? And if it's a really good one, then I ride it and I surf it. I take that energy and I use it and I have a joyful ride on it. Yeah? My point here being that once you have practice, once you have experience, once you understand what you're doing and once you care about what you're doing, then you enjoy that ride so much that you want to take it any chance you can. So you're always on the lookout for where's that good wave? Well, how do I catch it? Because otherwise, you're going down, you're going to get a mouthful of sand.
What is bringing us what is beating us are the forces of nature. Because we're not in equivalence of form to these forces of nature, that's the reason why we experience them as bad. So in order to run away from this beating, and we need to come to equivalence of form to the forces of nature. That means we need to take the method in our hand to realize it among us and to realize it among the people in the whole world. So we will come also to peace in the world. This is also what Bala Salam said, that peace in the world will only be if we wenn wir uns alle kümmern, wenn wir dafür Sorge tragen, dass alle, if we take care that everyone has a stable Lebensbedingungen, wie sagt man, stable conditions of life, yeah.
Sorry, can you read the question again?
How do we escape blows? How do we stay quick?
Yeah, we do this with the Torah, the group, and the Rav, and using them all correctly as we are taught.
We focus on the importance of the goal we have all together. We work with that.
Yeah, I like the example of Todd when he said, instead of waiting till the wave full blows in my face, but riding on it. And this is exactly focus on this, on the good side. And it's only together with joy. And we need to awaken a bit more, to connect more, to give our part, to share our part. And then it's with joy we can reach. It's so much easier to do it connected to each other. Then we can reach everything together.
I had a very good example, but it takes some time, so I just skip it.
To unite.
Well, I don't think we can skip the stick. It's just, as far as I know, it's just a matter of how much stick you're going to get. So a certain amount of stick you would always get. But I think if you like your friend here, maybe you're talking about surfing, but you can think about other ways too. For example, when you do martial arts, you avoid the blows by dodging, you know. I think there's something like that in Kabbalah maybe. We dodge the blows when they come, so you can see. That's right.
Yeah, I think I agree with Daryl here that we cannot escape the blows all for good, but by holding on to Kabbalah, we find a way to dodge them, and we dodge many.
Well, we're like a beast. We're like a donkey, and we don't really want to move. We don't feel there's nothing great in it. And so we have to take these blows in order to even feel a reason to get up off our ass. So the way to really practically, through the method of Kabbalah, avoid the blows is to reinvigorate each other through the group, through the work, to be more attracted towards bestowal, to working bestowal, to strive for something which we call free choice, meaning the only choice we have is to work in this method, to change the way we receive. So by pushing each other, pushing yourself to get up and just stay one step ahead as best you can, this is how you can activate yourself and avoid getting the stick. At least all of it.
Everything is dependent on us. Everything depends on us. We are the connecting part between the Creator and the humankind. We cannot do anything, and we cannot change anything. Just the correcting light, the reforming light. That's the reason why we need to connect to each other and to to draw this correcting light?
As Raf said before, all we do is escape suffering, run away from suffering, and that's uncomfortable. And we wouldn't be here if something wouldn't bother us about this whole situation of ours. And we want to get out of it, but to get out of it, we need to build up a desire for this other thing. Unless we can't acquire it, without the Kli, there is no light, it is said.
Почти последний вопрос. Но ведь мы с вами всегда мечтали о том, чтобы раскрыть высшие миры. А здесь говорится о том, чтобы сделать хорошие отношения между людьми. Какая связь есть между этими вообще действиями? Я делаю хорошие отношения между собой и остальными людьми, даже может быть отдача, даже может быть любовь, взаимное притяжение. А где же высшие миры, о которых я мечтал? А? Прошу, найдите мне их.
No. You?
The question was where we spoke about revealing the upper worlds, but where and now we speak about people and connecting between peoples. But where are these upper worlds? Where do we reveal the upper worlds?
Yeah, I think in spirituality, before we all really found true spirituality, most of us experimented with what New Age kind of spirituality teaches. We created these imaginations for ourselves that spirituality is this fantastical place in some other realm where there's magic and blah, blah, blah. And what we've started to find now is that no, we're actually here. We're in this Ein Sof. We're in it. We ourselves just don't have that sensitivity, that sixth sense to feel it. And that's what we start to develop. You start to develop this sensitivity towards the fact that we're already living in it and exist, and how to reveal it that way. So, where are the worlds that we've always dreamed about? Well, they're actually here. And they're taking the shape and form for our senses of your friend sitting next to you, the Rav, the study, the work, your nation, your culture, your language, your heritage, all those things. It's hiding in there, in those blocks, those puzzles. And we have to just work together to develop a sensitivity that is common amongst us, a sixth sense that we all share, so that we can reveal the upper worlds. We reveal spirituality.
We will reveal the upper worlds only in their connection between us. The upper worlds are a measure of my love to the others. This is real love. This is the Creator which we reveal. We will reveal among us, and this will, yeah.
I wanted to say this exactly. Yeah. Sorry, you finished? No. Yeah.
We reveal them in the group. It's the group work. That's the key to it.
Yeah, I agree totally. We need to start working together. When I read the books and try to feel something, this is really illusionary. It's an illusion. Then I come into contact with people, and again the same shit, the same things. So the really need to start working together and to try more, to try. Then everything is starts revealing, like Rav says. Then reveals that I only love myself. I don't care for the other. I also don't care for the friends. But then everything becomes. Then there is something. Then there's something to work on. Then we start listening the lessons in a totally different way. Then we can really get something out of the writings of the Kabbalists, the sources. Otherwise, if we try to be like nice children like this, but still think I feel something when I read by myself, it's bullshit. We really need to start now, try to connect, to work together, and then these things reveal.
Yeah, I agree totally. I think by connecting with each other and with the grid, which is the same thing, we become more intuitive. And by being intuitive, we will have just the right perspective to see what we call other dimension, other words, the words of the spirit. They're all connected. They're all the same thing. It's just a matter of perspective and how we look at it. And the more intuitive we are, the better we can choose how we want to see things.
Yes, it's a thing that we see or feel inside. That is the revelation, and it is appearing between us in some kind of way. So we'll see.
I agree with Farud and Andre when you talk about the worlds are revealed in the group, and this is where we first get a taste of what the worlds are really about. So because by being a group, our points in the heart become one, and then we begin to see the upper worlds as we start off together like this, and then afterwards, when the higher the worlds we become aware of, the more we become closer to the Creator. But that is I believe is what we are about to try to do now, is to go out to the 99%. That is where we meet the Creator, and that is where I believe that's where we feel we actually experience these other worlds.
Yeah, I think I would say also pretty much the same thing, that the revelation of the words happen in a group among the people with a point in the heart. Yeah. It's the only place, I think, because if, for instance, a person will be in a, how can I put it? If you will be just like with people who have no knowledge of this wisdom, you would have really hard time to achieve that. But if you are in a group where you all are seeking for the same thing, that it gives a person the possibility to ascend, and one word after another they become unveiled. So I think the words are revealed in the group.
Последний вопрос. Я обещаю, последний. Как достичь на этом конгрессе раскрытия высшего мира и Творца? С помощью каких действий? Прошу. с помощью каких действий мы можем достичь на этом конгрессе раскрытия Творца, что мы еще хотим. В этом все. Раскрытие жизни выше и так далее.
How can we at this Congress attain the upper worlds?
Which actions we can at this Congress
Attain the upper worlds and the Creator. Well, I think
learning to unite, learning to unite. Learning to unite. Learning to unite. Learning to unite.
Let your heart speak. Let your heart listen. Shoulder to shoulder. You won't be alone. Many, many years ago, we were one big soul. Started breaking into pieces and spread around the world. Started feeling lonely with the hole inside our hearts. Today you see that we can stay apart. One by one we will join together. One by one, let's connect forever, and we will be a global family. One by one, we will join together. One by one, let's connect forever, and we will be a global family. We finally started asking, what's the meaning of this song? Now the time has come for us to answer nature's call. We are one living body with one beating heart. It's time to end the separation. It's up to us to start.